Now that our alien has his player controller script attached, we can actually start changing some of these values to see how they affect our player in the game. So let's try that out. Let's experiment a little bit. So with our player controller speed, feel free to set this to any value that you like. Feel free to try 9,000, feel free to try 0, feel free to try 300, whatever number you want to try there. I'm going to do something a lot higher than 10, but not crazy. I'm just going to do 50. And if we hit play, now we're moving quite a bit faster than we were before. So one thing we want to keep in mind that we talked about a little bit earlier is our capsules and our colliders. So if we hit the play button again, we can look and see we have this capsule collider here. What we can actually do is adjust those in the character controller value. So for example, we have this radius number here. And if I set that to 1, oops, not 12, but 1, now my radius is this much larger sphere, and you'll see it sticks out way further than it did before. So I'm going to have that set to 1 now. And again, try experimenting with higher values, but keep in mind that the higher the value, the further it's going to stick into the floor. So if we were to say 5 for our radius, we need to adjust that height value so that the center value, so that it isn't sticking into the floor so bad. So I need to click on Y and drag to the right until the bottom of that circle lines up with my feet there. Now you can see I have this huge collider, and if I hit play and try to run around, I can't get very close to anything. You see how far it prevents me from getting to the wall? I'm running right into it, but I can't even touch it. And while I'm playing, if I want to experiment even more with that, I can set this to 10. You'll notice that I'm floating way up in the air, and that's because we again need to adjust our center. So I'll jump that up to 10. There we go. And now if I can't even make it through this gap. So feel free to take some time to experiment with all of these values and find something that you think is fun. But keep in mind that in order for us to be able to complete the game, we do have to be able to run around and get to where we need to. So what I would recommend is once you're done messing with stuff, we might want to change our center and radius back down to 0.5 for radius and center to a value of 1. You can, however, keep your player controller move speed at whatever number you think is fun. Although, again, keep in mind that the faster your player is, the more difficult it might be when we get to jump around in these later parts of the game next week.